Hello and welcome to today's lecture on the novel The Mistress of Spices, written by Chitra, Banerjee, Divakaruni. This novel is a captivating blend of magical realism, mythology, and the immigrant experience. As we dive into this lecture, we will explore its rich themes, characters, and narrative style, all of which make it a significant work in contemporary literature. Let me introduce the author. Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni is a celebrated Indian American author and poet known for her poignant storytelling that weaves together themes of identity, cultural conflict, and female empowerment. She was born in Kolkata, India, and later moved to the United States. Divakaruni's works like The Palace of Illusions and The Forest of Enchantments often explore the intricacies of South Asian women navigate in complex emotional and cultural landscapes. Her writing style blends rich cultural references with magical realism, and her voice continues to resonate with readers around the world. So, the novel Mistress of Spices, it was published in 1997. It is a fascinating story set in Oakland, California, where the protagonist Tilo runs a spice shop that caters to the Indian diaspora. Through a magical lens, the novel explores profound themes such as identity, love, sacrifice, and the tension between duty and desire. Tilo, a mystical woman trained in the ancient art of spices, is tasked with using these spices to heal and guide others. But soon, her own desires start to challenge the rules she was trained to follow. So, let me introduce the genre. The novel is a classic example of magical realism, a genre where supernatural elements are intertwined with everyday reality. Divakaruni's lyrical, poetic language enriches the narrative, infusing each spice with deep symbolic meaning. The use of first-person narrative allows us to immerse ourselves in Tilo's emotional journey, giving us a direct window into her internal world full of conflict, wisdom, and self-discovery. Plot overview. Tilo, originally named Nayanthara in India, is a unique girl marked for something special from a young age. And she was kidnapped by pirates. After she was kidnapped by pirates, she is taken into a remote island where she undergoes rigorous training in the art of spices under the guidance of the first mother. Renamed Tilotama, she learns to harness the magical powers of spices to heal the emotional and physical wounds of others. Her role is to serve selflessly, abandoning all personal desires and pleasures in favor of helping others. Part 2. Tilo is sent to Oakland to run a spice shop in the heart of a community of Indian immigrants. While she uses her spices to help the community with their struggles, she begins to feel a yearning within herself. This is particularly evident in her romantic feelings for Raven, an American man, which leads her to question the vows she made and the rules she must follow. This conflict between duty and personal desire becomes central to the novel's theme. Setting of the novel. The story unfolds in a small, mysterious spice shop in Oakland, California. This setting is symbolic, acting as a liminal space between the mystical and the mundane. Oakland's multicultural backdrop highlights the tension between old traditions and the demands of modern life, reflecting the immigrant experience that is central to the narrative. Tilo, the protagonist, is a woman of wisdom and deep spirituality. However, beneath her stoic exterior lies a woman grappling with loneliness, repressed desires, and a longing for connection. As she begins to experience her own desires, Tilo's journey transforms from one of strict adherence to tradition to a personal quest for freedom, love, and self-definition. Raven is an American man of Native American descent who becomes Tilo's lover. He acts as both as a catalyst and a spiritual mirror for Tilo, exposing her repressed desires and encouraging her to question her vows. Raven's character symbolizes the potential for a harmonious blending of cultures, offering a bridge between Tilo's traditional upbringing and her modern desires. The very next important character is the first mother. The first mother is a spiritual guide and leader on the island where Tilo receives her training. She represents tradition, discipline, and the sacrifice required for spiritual growth. While Tilo respects her, she begins to question the first mother's strict demands, especially the rule that Tilo must renounce all personal attachments and serve others without concern for her own needs. Other supporting characters. The novel features a range of supporting characters, each representing different facets of the immigrant experience. Lalita, a young girl facing an arranged marriage. Jagjit, a boy struggling with bullying at school. Harun, a cab driver torn between two cultures. He is from Kashmir. These characters bring additional depth to the novel, showcasing the challenges of cultural dislocation and the struggles of navigating between two worlds. Themes: identity and transformation. A central theme in the novel is how personal identity evolves through cultural and emotional transformation. Tilo's journey represents a broader theme of self-discovery and the tension between the identity imposed by tradition and the one she chooses for herself. Her story reflects the struggles many immigrants face when reconciling old traditions with new identities in a foreign land. One of the core conflicts in the Mistress of Spices is a struggle between duty and desire. Tilo vows to serve others selflessly, conflicts with her growing feelings for Raven. This internal battle exemplifies the broader human struggle to balance responsibility with personal fulfillment. The novel invites readers to reflect on how they navigate their own desires and obligations. The novel poignantly captures the challenges immigrants face: homesickness, cultural alienation, and generational conflict. Through her customers, Tilo observes the emotional scars carried by those who have left their homeland. The novel explores how these characters navigate their lives between cultures and the sense of loss they feel as they try to find belonging in a new world. Female empowerment is also one of the powerful themes. Tilo's journey is ultimately one of empowerment. Initially bound by the sacred and restrictive role of the Mistress of Spices, she eventually rejects this imposed identity. Her story serves as a powerful feminist statement about breaking free from societal expectations and choosing one's own path, particularly for women who are often constrained by traditional roles. Symbolism of spices. Each spice in the novel carries significant symbolic meaning. Turmeric, healing; black pepper, protection; fenugreek, loss and memory. These spices symbolize various emotional states and represent Tilo's evolving relationship with her power, care, and desires. The spices are central to the narrative and serve as metaphors for the spiritual and emotional journey of the characters. The novel's blend of magical elements with realistic immigrant life creates a unique atmosphere. The magical realism allows the story to dwell deeply into emotional truths and complex human struggles, while the realistic backdrop of the spice shop grounds the story in tangible everyday experiences. This combination encircles the novel's thematic exploration of transformation and human connection. The novel is written in first person prose, drawing readers into Tilo's inner world. Divakaruni's lyrical style blurs the lines between thought and speech, magic and reality, past and present. The flow of the narrative feels like a spell, inviting the reader to engage deeply with Tilo's emotional and spiritual journey. The Mistress of Spices is rich in cultural references, particularly from Indian mythology, rituals, and spiritual traditions. Tilo often invokes Hindu deities, grounding the novel in a deeply spiritual context. However, the novel also critiques certain traditions, particularly those that limit women's choices, thus offering both reverence and critique. The novel challenges traditional gender roles through Tilo's character, who initially conforms to a sacred role but ultimately asserts her independence. Other female characters in the novel also grapple with the social roles such as arranged marriages or domestic abuse, showing how patriarchal norms constrain women's lives. The novel exposes and resists these stereotypes, advocating for greater freedom and choice. Conflict in this novel reaches its peak when Tilo breaks the rules of the order by falling in love with Raven. This defiance leads to mystical consequences, including violent storms, and spiritual punishment. Despite the repercussions, Tilo chooses to renounce her powers and live a human life, embracing love and authenticity over tradition. But the novel concludes with Tilo's decision to give up her identity as the mistress of Spizen. She chooses to live a new life with Raven, fully embracing human vulnerability and connection. This resolution highlights the themes of liberation, self discovery, and the courage to shape one's own destiny. The Mistress of Spices received widespread acclaim for its lyrical prose, feminist themes, and innovative use of magical realism. Critics praised Divakaruni for her exploration of cultural identity and emotional depth. The novel's spiritual symbolism and complexity also garnered attention for its layered narrative. In 2005, The Mistress of Spices was adapted into a film directed by Paul Maidie-Burks. While the film visually captures the novel's magic, it received mixed reviews for simplifying the themes. Nevertheless, it helped to bring the novel to a wider audience, and the story continues to resonate in various forms. The Mistress of Spices remains a cornerstone of diasporic literature and feminist fiction. It is studied for its thematic richness and innovative narrative style, and it continues to inspire readers exploring identity, belonging, and personal empowerment. So, in a nutshell, The Mistress of Spices is a profound exploration of identity, migration, and emotional transformation. Through its use of magical realism and cultural insights, the novel offers a compelling reflection on the transformative power of love, tradition, and self discovery. It is a must read for anyone interested in understanding the complexities of the immigrant experience and the human quest for connection. Thank you.